Number 5. Spaghetti Tree. On April Fool's Day in 1957, there was a 3-minute segment on the show Panorama, made by the BBC, showing a family in Ticino, southern Switzerland, harvesting a large crop of spaghetti trees. Apparently, the idea for this unbelievable prank came up when the cameraman, Charles de Jaeger, remembered that in his school in Austria, his teachers would tease classmates by saying, if they were told spaghetti grew on trees, they'd believe it. It is said that 8 million people watched the episode, and after it aired, flocks of people called the station asking how to make their own spaghetti, and if they could get their own seeds. BBC responded by saying, place a sprig of spaghetti in a tin of tomato sauce, and hope for the best. Number 4. Sid Finch. The best baseball player to ever live? Maybe, if he actually existed. His name is Hayden Siddhartha Finch, or Sid Finch for short. In 1985, an article was written about this godlike baseball player that was going to play for the New York Mets. Apparently, he was raised in an orphanage in England and later attended Harvard shortly before he headed off to Tibet, where he was taught how to master the mind-body connection. And that's why this player can apparently pitch a ball at 168 miles per hour with pinpoint accuracy. After the article got out, Sports Illustrated got almost 2,000 letters responding to the article. Later on April 8th, Sid had held a press conference saying he was not going to play because he had lost his accuracy. But later on April 15th, they admitted it was a hoax. Number 3. Richard Nixon. In 1992, a broadcast aired on the National Public Radio's Talk of the Nation, revealing that Richard Nixon was running for president again, and that his slogan was, "I didn't do anything wrong, and I won't do it again." On the episode, there was an audio clip of a recent speech made by Richard Nixon impressionist Rich Little. After it aired, many people phoned expressing their anger. On the second half of the show, it was revealed that it was the plain old. Number 2. Naked Ice Borer. In the April 1995 issue of Discover magazine, they published an article that detailed the discovery of a new species in Antarctica by the highly respected wildlife biologist Dr. April Pazzo. It was called the Haw-Headed Naked Ice Borer. This new species had a bony plate on its head that was fed with numerous blood vessels. It would heat up, allowing the animal to bore through ice at extremely high speeds. They would use this ability to hunt penguins. Apparently, they would melt ice beneath the penguins to send them into the hole beneath them, where the naked ice borer is waiting with a growling stomach and anticipating its next meal. This species later turned out to be not real at all, and was an April Fool's joke. Number 1. Gravity decreases on Earth. Once again, the BBC attacks, but this time, it was on the BBC radio too. The British astronomer Patrick Moore announced that at 9:47 AM that day, the gravity was going to be lessened on Earth. Apparently, this happens because Pluto passes behind Jupiter, and the two planets align. Moore had also said that if they jumped at the exact time, that they would feel a floating sensation. When 9:47 AM arrived, the station received hundreds of phone calls from listeners claiming to have felt the sensation. One woman even reported that she and her friends had risen from their chairs and floated around the room. Moore intended this announcement to be a spoof of a pseudoscientific theory that had recently been promoted in a book called The Jupiter Effect, alleging that a rare alignment of the planets was going to cause massive earthquakes and the destruction of Los Angeles in 1982.